So for bulk translation, it's kind of interesting because what I did was I uh, created a list like so. You put a list in Python is these brackets, uh, beginning and end brackets like so. And then I put a Norwegian sentence here in this first position, a Hindi sentence here in the second position, and Spanish sentence in the third position here. So this is a list of three elements. And since it's a list, I can loop over it. So I can create this Python syntax, this for syntax, by saying for some variable name, I call it just translation, in translations, meaning in this list, for each element in this list, which we know is three of, print out the origin. Okay, so there's this translation object has something called origin. And sometimes in order to see what's available to you in Python here, you can do like a shift tab. Oops. It doesn't work too good, does it? Anyways, I couldn't display it here, but you should be able to see it like in the code thing when you do question mark. And there's also a translation text you can get. So if I run this, what it will do is it will say, here's the Norwegian sentence. It translates it into English. Here's the Hindi sentence, translate into English. And Spanish sentence, translate into English. So you basically can do a bulk translation here into whatever language. In this case, it was English. Or you can also take all three sentences and translate into a totally different language. In this case, I'm not choosing English, but I'm choosing Greek. So as you can see now, here's the Norwegian sentence, here's the Greek version, Hindi sentence, Greek version, Spanish, Greek version, and so on. So another thing that is interesting to do is with a little code, I can basically figure out what language I'm in and figure out what it thinks it is without telling it. So here I'm creating a list of tuples. So this is a list, and this is with the regular parentheses is a tuple. So it consists of two elements in each tuple here. So I have the country code and I have the language. So I set up some different variety of countries and languages. And here I'm using this / in order to break the line up, and so you can easily read it. Then I'm using this detect method of the translator, and I'm extracting out a language portion from that translator detect method, and that will load into this variable. And then for each language in languages, I'm meaning for this is a variable name, for each element in this list here, if the zero position piece of this tuple, meaning the country code, this is the 0 position, this is the 1 position. If the 0 is equal to the first one here, language 1, then print out the language that it is in. So that would be the second position here. So that's the language bracket 1. So when you run this is what you're getting. It detected this was Norwegian. It's pretty sure about it. This was Hindi, pretty sure about it. Spanish, pretty sure about it. And here you can see it picked from this, it picked the right language that it printed out. So that's a little bit how you can do language detection as well.